They are paying a price for their crimes because nobody is above the law. Nobody's above the law. We are a country of laws. I'll say it again, a country where nobody is above the law. It's interesting because people really get upset with me when I say anyone should face consequences if they break the law, right? That no one is above the law. Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, said that as well.
Hey folks, sorry for the lack of content, but my kids have been home from school all week and we've been having work on our foundation done at the same time. But oh boy, do I have something that you definitely have to see now.
A disturbing escalation against reporting in America, and I would also put it in the framework of protests. You know, this is part of an ongoing pressure campaign against protests, especially the kind of provocative anti-Trump protest action that we have seen makes the administration so uncomfortable. And frankly, makes some voters very uncomfortable. This is an action, this arrest of Don Lemon, this arrest of this independent journalist who is been live streaming and reporting in Minnesota. This is something that some MAGA loyalists have been demanding. They've been wanting to see it happen. When Trump promised retribution, this is the kind of retribution that some of his voters, not all, but some of his voters wanted to see. And I think that is, for better or for worse, some of the context for what we're seeing this morning. In this, the First Amendment is meant to protect both a reporter's right to report, but also a congregation's right to worship. So legal experts might say this is somewhat complicated, although Lemon said all along he was there as a reporter, not as an activist.
They're getting the operation together. Again, this is an operation that is secret, that they invited folks out. Can't tell you what is going to happen. Can't tell you what is going to happen. Can't tell you what is going to happen. But you're going to watch it live unfold here on the Don Lemon Show. What I could say, I turned our camera off of them because they're giving some critical information here.
Wait a minute, you turn the camera away and you're keeping secrets? Doesn't sound like much journalism going on.
Although Lemon said all along he was there as a reporter, not as an activist.
And so that's what we're doing here. And then after we do this operation, you'll see it live. After we do this operation,
Man.
He did a really important job showing people, all of us now who can watch the video, what happened inside that church. I want to back up to that Sunday morning. That intrusion into City's church was sincerely shocking to many, many millions of Americans, and myself included. People, saw that video, they saw Lemon's video, and they were uncomfortable by what happened inside that church. The idea that worship service was disrupted by protesters. And now there's a very interesting debate about whether the protesters were right or they were wrong to go into the church. But that is a political debate. And that's a debate about what forms of protest are effective.
Okay, real quick, there is no debate over this, okay? It's the law. The only debate that exists is only there because the media is now trying to enforce their double standards once again.
Every single time.
It's not a lawful protest. It's on private property and they were trespassing. Not to mention the obvious violations of the FACE Act, which Don Lemon, CNN, nor any of the usual suspects had any of a problem with when it was being applied to anti-abortion protesters, who quite literally got prison time for what these people are now calling peaceful protests. But as we all know, especially if you watch this channel, is that the left always carves out exceptions to the rules and the laws for themselves.
Lemon has said all along that he was there not as an activist, but as a journalist. In fact, he was saying those words and repeating that out loud when he was inside the church.
So what? So what?
Calling yourself a journalist while breaking the law doesn't somehow shield you from it.
But he clearly knew something was taking place that day with the protesters. He told his viewers on YouTube to stay tuned because there was something about to happen. He was careful not to have his camera crew walk into the church until there was a disruption. And I would urge people to go online, actually watch the YouTube video, see how it all went down.
Good choice.
It's good to speak up. I think it's good to protest, but I think it's better to do it in a peaceful way. I don't think the answer is going into God's church.
You don't think this is peaceful?
Well, it's trespassing.
Nobody fighting.
I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful. It's shameful to interrupt a public gathering of Christians in worship.
But there were folks who will say,
I have to take care of my flock.
okay, but listen, we live there's a constitution in the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble and protest. I'm surprised that law enforcement has not showed up yet. We're going to take you outside of the church. What do you think of this?
There's a harmless Christian here that wants to praise the Lord with my son, and now I got to go home.
Yeah, that was interesting to watch. This guy here, look, he's hugging his kid. And, you know, I imagine it's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here.
That clown.
What Don Lemon did was clearly a violation of the FACE Act, a law that, as I pointed out earlier, was used in full force against anti-abortion protesters during the Biden regime. Look, even if Don Lemon did go in there as a journalist, which literally anyone can claim to be, it doesn't somehow shield him from the law. January 6th journalists certainly didn't get that distinction and were hunted down and given the full force of the law. Literally, people who were there documenting what was happening at the Capitol on January 6th were hunted down like terrorists and had the book thrown at them to the fullest extent of the law. But of course, as always, that's different. All right, folks, let me know what you all think in the comments, and if you made it this far, you might as well hit that like button and subscribe. I do post on a regular basis, so make sure to keep checking back for more.